said at the start of the season was the importance of making the players believe in what they can achieve. Do you get the sense now that they do believe that they can win this league and they do believe how good they are?
I think they do, and if you listen to them and what they've been saying internally and publicly, they certainly do. But it's something that we see signs every single day, and the chemistry that they have, the understanding they have between them, the enjoyment that they have playing with each other, have made as well a really positive contribution in that eagerness, but as well that belief that they can go out there and beat any team, and this is crucial before doing it actually.
What sort of impact on the squad do you think a win at Anfield would have?
I don't know, like the ones that we had against top teams, like the one that we had last week. Like winning helps winning has momentum, maintains the positivity around the place, and it will be really, really positive.
You were asked about fear there. Do you almost need to have some fear though when you go to Anfield because of the way they play, and you have to be conscious of it?
I think you have to respect every opponent, and you have to be very conscious of the strength that they had, and as well you have to be very conscious of the weaknesses that they have, like any other team, to try to punish them.
Mikel, given Liverpool's league position at the moment, would you say this is the most competitive Premier League there's been?
For me, I've been in this league 20 or 21 years. I've never seen a league like this.
Why do you think that is, then?
Because the level of managers, the level of organization, the quality of the teams, the individual quality of players, the capacity to change teams, players, formations, it's something that I think nobody has seen before.
And you're at the top of that, therefore your players are obviously adapting to it better than anybody else.
We are trying to adapt, but it's still a long way to go, and we do want to be the best at that, but we have to show that.
Darren?
Can you talk about the leadership of the players you signed last summer? Because they're doing exactly what you expected them to, and in this final phase of this season, what you expect from them?
The same, nothing different. They've done it in a really natural way, without having to get too much attention, I would say, and with one focus, which is make the teammates around them better, more confident, try to, as much as possible, empower the qualities that they have and do it in the benefit of the team. And that's exactly what they've done and exactly what they're going to continue to do.
Okay, that seems obvious, but can you talk about the thought process into signing them last summer? You'd obviously missed out on the Champions League. You looked at what you were going to do in terms of improving the squad. Why then?
So what we did last summer?
Yeah. Why did you choose Zinchenko, Jesus? It seems obvious for their quality, but what did you feel at that time?
Because they had the qualities that, in our opinion, we needed, and we went through, obviously with Edu, with the recruitment, with the board and ownership, to try to capitalize on the things that we believed that were going to take us to the next level. And obviously there were two players that we knew them very, very well, that they were adapted to the league, that they fit in the qualities personally and football brain qualities that we needed for the team, and they have shown that, because as well we had the foundations at the team to be able to absorb those two players and be able to empower the whole team and bring them in.
Last one. We've seen up and down the Premier League, 12 managers lose their jobs, lots of panic and carnage and chaos. Did you feel that the stability at Arsenal was a big part of the reason that you agreed to come here, because you knew you would get the support and the backing that you have in a difficult moment?
Yeah, but after you have to come in and you have to do a job, and you have to be able to transmit and give enough reasons to everybody around it to maintain it. And in order to do that, you have to win enough football matches. It's been brutal, to be honest, and looking at it, it's not easy. And I have colleagues, I have friends as well that have their jobs, and I have a lot of sympathy for them. And you know that this job is getting more and more demanding, and there are more and more resources, so the capacity to change is even bigger. So what we can do is enjoy today and do the most out of it. Hopefully managers don't lose the sight as well that the most important thing is the club, because then if you want to start to protect yourself, you can do things for yourself, and I think that we have to be very careful with that, but that's not an issue that we have here.
Sorry, Mikel.
What did you mean? Hopefully managers don't lose their...
Well, if you feel all the time on fear that this can happen, you're going to start to make decisions to protect yourself, you know, and hopefully that's not going to be the case, because the players have to be the main protagonist, and after there's a club and supporters that have to be into account, and hopefully we are not sending that message out there that this can happen, because I think it's a very dangerous message for the industry and especially for the players.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot's been made of how, I suppose, inexperienced a lot of your players are in these situations and how important players like Zinchenko and Jesus are. But I just wonder, from your point of view, obviously someone who was there when Man City won titles, what are the biggest lessons that you've taken from these kind of run-ins and that you feel you can transmit to your squad? Focus on what you do every single day, and focus on your process, focus in the things that you can to control, and then perform at your best. When it comes here, it's individually, what do I do for the team to get the team perform at the highest level, and what is my contribution to that? Whether I play 90 minutes or 1 minute or I don't play at all, every single person has to do that. Are there any examples of players or games that you would use to show that to players from your time? No, obviously I have experienced that, and my summary is that. And just on sorry to go back to it, the music before last year, I just wondered, is there a danger when you're trying to change the mentality of your players, that if you do preparation like that and you're trying to prepare them for the atmosphere, that almost by making a big deal of it you're creating a problem in their mind, you're creating an issue, you're telling them this is something that we've got to worry about and this is something we've got to focus on? Depends. If you want to isolate only a context that is about an atmosphere you're going to live in, then they should not shoot on goal. Because if they have to shoot on goal on Sunday, don't shoot on goal on Thursday just in case you miss it. You have to prepare the players, you have to tell them what they're going to be facing, and you have to recognize that. And an error and a mistake becomes after an opportunity to do that and develop yourself. You have to expose yourself. You cannot train the players in the zoo and then go to the jungle on Sunday. It is impossible.
I mean, people, when they saw it on the documentary and then you lost, I mean, people were almost sort of laughing about it. Did that bother you? That
Sorry?
When on the documentary that season you played the music and then you went up and lost, and a lot of people were sort of almost laughing and joking about it. Did that annoy you, that people?
I didn't see the documentary.
It didn't. You don't mind almost setting yourself up for that sort of thing?
No, because then as well people told me, you did that, it's incredible. It's incredible if you win. If you lose, it's terrible. Tomorrow I will play with back six. If we win, a magician. If not, what the hell are you doing? Why you change? It's the result.
Is there always that in the back of your mind? You
No.
Can't allow
No, because if not, I'm going to think what people think if we. My friend, I do something else.
Yeah.
I do my best. That's what I can do. The best for the team.
But also last season, again, we were talking about the pressure on the managers. There was that spell at the beginning of last season. There was a lot of pressure on you. People, you were the wrong end of the table, and people were talking about maybe changing the coach. Now, how much did the support of the club help you to sort of remain focused on your long-term goals rather than almost going for short-termism?
The only thing that we had to do is recover 11 players that we had out and be more efficient and hope that we're going to start to win football matches, because if not, I wouldn't be sitting here. At the end, you have to win football matches. To do that, you want your best players on the pitch performing at your best. And if you do that, you have a better chance. If not, you'll be in your house.